Hey guys, Ryan from Mana Bluff here, jumping to another M15 draft. Cool. How do I want to do this? I think this will be the best way for your viewing pleasure. Been having a lot of fun drafting. I don't really have any set archetypes. I haven't really figured that out in the format. If there are, it's just been more about picking solid, powerful cards and then kind of moving forward, just like a basic creature curve. Sort of my main strategy now. Can't be active. I don't think the Phyrexian Revoker is a rare that's worth grabbing. What does it actually do? Yeah, don't really care. It's a 2-1. Pride Might could be a thing if life gain matters, but I don't really care. That's not what makes me want to be in white. I'd rather take like an Encrust or a Flesh to Dust or something. I think Siege Worm is pretty fantastic and powerful as well. Yeah, I think it's between Flesh or Siege. I don't know why, I'm just a little biased towards black. I really like black quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and grab Flash Dust. It's a removal spell. Why not? It could be arguable to take the Siege Worm. It's like really the only like actual green card in the pack. Hunter's Ambush doesn't really do a whole lot. But hey, let's go removal. Let's go removal spells. Let's do it. I'll take another one right off the bat. I'll take it over a Caustic Tar. I think Caustic Tar is a great win condition, but I don't know if I'm in the deck that wants it quite yet, whereas I know Flesh to Dust will always be played. Cursed Spirit would be fine to grab. Meteorite's also good. Charging Rhino's quite fine. I'm paying attention to that's a green in the pack. Tyrant's Machine, I'm surprised I've actually been playing. But yeah, let's take the Flesh. Who's around? Anyone we know? No. Covenant's not the removal spell I want to grab after having 2 Flesh to Dusts. Mass Calcify seems pretty cool, but I don't know if I want to move into white for, especially doing double black already. There's really nothing else that's particularly powerful that makes me want to move into another color, so I will just take Covenant. I don't know if Unmake the Graves is really worth main decking quite yet. It's certainly good in the sideboard if you're against like a grindy matchup and like 2 control players or just games that are going long. Definitely like it in the sideboard. But main decking, not too sure yet. But Covenant Blood, Convoke, 4 damage to creature or player, very playable. The thing is, I think you can pick up a Covenant 1 or 2, which is all you ever want throughout a draft. So getting it this early 3rd pick after 2 Flesh to Dust, I'd rather start beefing up some creatures. But I do like just being a base color in the very beginning and then see where things go. Yes, here's another Covenant. I think we'll take the Shadowclock Vampire, which is actually quite fine. I don't love how big all of my spells are at the moment. But aside from the Skirmisher or the Scrapyard Mongol, there isn't really anything fantastic in the pack. And these are very fine playable cards, but they don't make me want to move into another color. Like I said, I'm happy just to stay one color, see what else is open. And that's what I'm trying to think about right now. So these are decent colors. Looks like black is out, so I'm glad to be in those colors. But I don't know where I want my second color to be quite yet. Alright, here we see a Sanctified Charge, which is pretty fascinating. Fester Gloom is really good in the sideboard. Same with Forge Double. This Bronze Sable is a perfectly playable 2-drop. If I end up going white-black, I think I will want a Sanctified Charge. So I think I'll take it over the Bronze Sable this early. Yes, I'm weak on creatures. I don't have a lot of creatures, but I don't think I really need the Bronze Sable. Military Intelligence, I think, will be good in the blue-white deck with all the flyers and tokens. But for now, let's take a Sanctified Charge. It's just a win condition. Even though we haven't seen powerful white, there was definitely white kind of flowing. What else you got for me, Pax? Looks like some of these peeps are a wee bit ahead. Ooh, Paragon and Zathrid Sliver. Alright, so we're totally in the right color. It's a bummer we're passing these because then someone else is going to start moving in. But it's okay. And if we're in the right color, which would I rather have? The Paragon or the Sliver? I think this is really good. I haven't got to play with it yet, but I think this is just fantastic. I don't know, it might be a little too slow, and the Paragon in this deck will probably end up doing great things. And it pains me to pass a Flesh and a Paragon in it, but I think I want to try this Slyblade. I think this First Strike Death Touch thing is going to be pretty okay. I think so. Also, if I'm not too sure, I always go with lower casting cost, so we'll take the 3-drop or the 4-drop. And we may not end up being heavy black, even though that's what it's looking like right now. So that Paragon could actually get really low in value if I end up like moving hardcore into like another direction and grabbing it. Wow, so here's a late Frostlings. And an Encrust, to be honest. But a Gravedigger is actually pretty serviceable, and we want lower drops, and this is really good in a black deck just in general. So I think I'm just going to take the Gravedigger just to stay open. But I'm noting this late blue, and that might be what I want my second color to be, because after the Signified Charge, we see no other white. So just seeing that is kind of cool. We'll take the R3 drop in our color instead of a Tyrant's Machine. We don't really need it. We have 3 good removal spells at the what I would consider a 6-drop slot, because this is like a 6-drop with a little bit of recurring value, but basically you can look at it as a 6-drop removal spell for a turn. It sinks a bunch of mana, but I'm fine with the Necromancer's Assistant here, just filling out the curve. Now I will take the Encrust, mainly because Necromancer's is whatever, 3-drop, we're early enough where I don't need to just like pound creatures. And seeing the late Frostlings in the late Encrust makes me think that blue's going to be open. We know black's open, so I'll start hedging that way with a pretty decent removal spell. And if I'm going control, this is what I want. The only negative of Encrust, if we're so heavy black, you know, the double blue, but whatever. We may not need it in black if we get like a bunch of Ulcerates and Stab Wounds. We've gotten our common removal spells here with Flesh and Covenant. Now some uncommon removal spells would be quite fine. Alright, Caustic Tar. I'm cool with that. Coming back. I think it's a good win condition. Again, really worried about our curve being so high, so that's something we'll have to work towards in the second and third pack. Unmake the Graves, like I was saying, we'll take, but that's right now for sure going in the sideboard. Crasher will take. Not planning on playing it. Could make it if we go blue. We just want another dude, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna have the 5 and above slots handled super well. Let everyone else take the stabs. If they want to play it, I'm happy with that. Please play those stabs against me. That makes my life much easier. I'm actually quite happy with how the draft's going. After the first pack, I was gonna take a little temperature feel. We may not see a bunch of black, since I did pass that 1 pack with late. Someone might have taken that as a signal, the way I took the late Frostlings and Encrust as a signal. But since I've cut it pretty hard since then, I don't think it's clear that black was particularly open. Hopefully it just continues to flow. But I'm really optimistic that in pack 3 will be plenty of black coming around. So if we open a soul in another color, happy to take that. If you guys know the Mythic Soul Cycle, I assume if you're watching me, you know those things. Yeah, like here's a Paragon I'm happy to grab, since we're going to try to be pretty heavy black. We might want this Wall of Limbs to table. Crucible Fire's away, Shrapnel Blast. I'm sure there's a deck to build around, but don't care about. Encrust is the only other like really decent card here that I would be noticing, but since again, don't know we're in blue, and we already have 1 Encrust, and it's not a great thing for our mana. Yeah, I'm actually happy with this Paragon quite a bit over the Wall of Limbs. Ooh, Cone of Flame, that's fantastic. Cursed Spirit is good, but not as good as Cone of Flame. Nimbus of the Isles is pretty fine, and so is Willforged Golem. So what do I want to do? You know, Cone is great, but I think that's just me being tempted. It's like nice to be open, but red was so hard cut earlier, and I have good removal spells at 5. It's not as good as Cone of Flame. Flesh to Dust is fine, but Cone of Flame is like a 2-for-1 inherently, maybe a 3-for-1. I think what I want to do is continue to be conservative. The Nimbus is fine, but I feel like the Accursed Spirit is just as good. It's a lower mana cost, and it's a little bit easier to block in this format, but it's black. We have a Paragon. I might even take the Willforged Golem over the Nimbus, just because there's no need. Now I will take a Nimbus, I think. I'm not going to be splashing green, so I don't care about the dual land, though that's fine. And then, what do I want? A 4/4 on the ground, or the Evasion dude? Again, it's nice to stay open. The Willforged Golem will be played no matter what, and a 4/4 is nice and beefy. I'm definitely not taking over the Witch's Familiar. I am a little bit low. I mean, I have no 2s. I don't have a lot of 3s. I only have 2 3s. So I do want this guy, but I feel like that earlier one's going to table. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Nimbus. I don't know if that's right over the Golem, but that's fine. Yeah, white ship sail. Divination is actually fine in this deck. We want lower creatures, but also draw spells in a control deck is, of course, quite welcome. And there's really nothing else in the pack. Pillar of Light's good. I think it's going to be great against us. I mean, yeah, this Paragon pumps some of our dudes, but not really into 4 toughness range. I guess Vampire gets there. I guess a couple of things get there, but not majorly. Yeah, just want decent 2s, 3s, and 4s. We'll probably get... I mean, I wouldn't mind, like, the Coral thing to kind of slow things down. We've kind of already got, you know, a couple of win conditions with our evasion dudes and our Caustic Tar. So now just, like, filling out the curve, getting, like, a... Listener Agent I think is going to be good. Thing is, I really want to lower that curve, but my only other option is Willforged Golem. I don't know why there's a Hoarding Dragon here. Maybe I just take it. I mean, it's a freaking dragon. We passed a Cone of Flame, but is like no one in red next, you know, to our left. It was just so hard cut. I mean, I could totally ditch and crust to go with Hoarding Dragon. That's kind of crazy. I don't know. It's not like I even need a 5. I'm going to pass the dragon. I'm taking the Illusory Angel, which is kind of like a dragon. It's a little bit harder to cast because you have to cast another spell, and I don't have a low curve at the moment. So maybe I don't. Well, I took it. Too late. I will take the Witch's Familiar over Amphin Pathmage, mainly just to lower the curve, and I do have a Paragon, and I think 2/3 is what my deck wants, even though the 3/2 is nice with unblockable. I have enough unblockable things. I want a lower curve right now. Can't believe that dragon was going on. There goes like a fist. Gosh. Insane. This is actually exactly what I'm looking for. A Jurabai Murklurker. It's trying to fill up on the 3s here, which is nice. 1, 2, 3, 4 3-drops. Illusory Angel's not a 3-drop. We really just need 2-drops. So now I'll prioritize pretty much any 2-drop in my color, or like the Artifact 2-drop. I'll take the Shade over the Chrono Strutter. We're a little bit low on 4s, and it's fine. Things we don't really need creatures, do we? Yeah, but I like being base black more than anything else. But yeah, Child of Nights, this Coral guy, I know it's a 3, not a 2, but that'd be fine. I don't need another Glacial Crasher. Draco might actually make the deck. This little combat trick there. Golem or Chrono Strutter? I just don't need, you know, 4/4 dudes. They're good, though. I don't think Chrono Strutter's good at all. And yeah, like I said, I already have my high-end removal with 2 Fleshes, a Covenant. Caustic Tar's not removal, but it's like a high-end, like, kill spell. Take the Willforged Golem. None of these matter. Yeah. Take the Mind Sculpt for signaling, even though that ship sailed. I like how the draft's gone with all of our black. I'm just wondering if I should have gone into reds with that dragon. I don't think it's right to take the Cone, even though that is, like I said, a way more powerful spell than the Flesh to Dusts are. Though I like that mine are instant speed versus the Cone being sorcery speed. Had I taken the Cone, we would have been set up to take the dragon also. We have some really nice powerful red. But I still don't think it was right to have grabbed it. What do I take over it? I don't even remember. Hope it was something good. It wasn't the Flesh to Dust. What did I take over it? Did I take some shitty card? Which one? Maybe the Accursed Spirit I took, which isn't grand? Gosh, I don't even know. That's never being played. These are never being played. What is it? Yeah, it can be Black Spoils. Yeah, that's not being played. I've got my evasion. We're good. I really just need 2-drops, so I don't get run over by an aggressive deck. So I want those plus Ulcerate and Stab Wound. Those are my dreams right now. Or a bomb. Soul of Innistrad. Soul of Ravnica. You know, those are fine. Yeah, I think it was right not to be in red, especially with the Cone of Flame. I don't know if it would have been fine to have jumped into that dragon. We saw that fist afterwards, but we hadn't seen a bunch of red, and there's no way I'm seeing red in this pack. I can't be too results on that. Having passed a cone and the dragon means someone did grab into it, but we saw no good red in the first pack. I don't think. I don't feel like we did. Therefore, I kind of feel like it was fine not to take that temptation. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. Cool. We got one of the things we kind of were looking for, which would be a nice bomb. Super grand 5-drop. It's only our third 5-drop creature. Again, we have a pretty high curve, but this is definitely one worth grabbing. I don't think anything good's going to table, though. I wouldn't mind the Accursed Spirit, but we're not really looking for 4-drops now, though I would definitely upgrade from the Zoff Shade. But I really want to get those 2s and then upgrade some of the early removal, because I don't even know if I want to play in Crust right now. The double blue is going to be a little brutal. It's not like it's a premium removal spell, so... What else we got? Another Zath Blade at 3 is low. I don't think I want the 6-drop, even though it's a fine flyer, but it's double blue, and again, we have our high end. I just don't need any more high end. Yeah, I'll take another Sly Blade, which I think is good. It's a mana sink. It's a button that's just a 2-1 on its own. But being able to like sink some mana to like kill things is cool. And getting like another Paragon or something can make things really exciting for it. Yeah, where are my 2s? Oh, there's Nimbus, which I didn't notice. I'm trying to keep these cards still big. I know we don't all know the cards right away, but I think this is the best way to have it for now. Yeah, I'm definitely taking the Slide Blade, though. Just lowering the curve, lowering the curve, lowering the curve. That's the name of the game. Having picked up another big flyer, I don't need another random 4-drop flyer, even though those are good. I think I really like the Sentinel here over the Assistant, of course. 2 rares. I wonder if these are even worth anything. It's so weird. Like, I don't even bother checking them that much now, what they're worth and what they're mythics, because it's like so much harder on the clan. I'm not as used to it. Triplicate Spirits, of course, best card in the pack. That card's awesome. We're not grabbing it. If I were to ditch some of my blue, I guess maybe. But actually, Sentinel is exactly what we want. Even though I would prefer a 2-drop, it's still just like super solid blocker. Helps us get to our big things, and they can start beating down later. So I'm actually quite happy with that. So we're kind of good on creatures. I'm curious, do I want like a negate for the sideboard? Do I want maybe another Covenant of Blood? I think I'd take the Witch's Familiar over the Tinkerer. Even though I have 2 artifacts, the Tinkerer could get pretty nice. I'm pretty sure Encrust isn't happening, which may not be a good thing. I only have 3 missiles. I think I'm going to see a Covenant. I just got a feeling that there will be one last Covenant coming around, so if I want it, I'll grab it. And I think I'll ever want one in the deck anyway. So I don't want to take the sideboard card because I do feel like I need another 3-drop. Since we have no 2s, we want to make sure we better have a 3-drop. The thing is, do I just want a 2-3 or the 2-3 with the upside? I think a 2-3 with the upside. I think it's more likely that we're going to get this guy online. Wow. With our 2 artifacts, then we're going to have, like, you know, another Witch's Familiar that happens to have another Paragon of Open Graves. Now I get to decide, can I splash a red mountain just for the Nightfire Giant? Definitely worth it. For sure worth it. I don't want the Paragon of Gathering Mists. We're so much more black than blue. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 other blue creatures, so this guy's not there. I have the one in Crust that I might be playing. I don't want to take another one. I'm going to go and take the Nightfire Giant. Now, that's a little risky. Like I said, I needed 2-drops. The Research Assistant is a fine 2-drop, but I think the Nightfire Giant is powerful enough that it's worth having. Here we're going to take the Lurker over the Coral Barrier, though the Coral Barrier is fine and dandy with its extra little bonus, but I think since we're in black, the Lurker is going to be just fine as a 2-4 on the ground. It means we've got a lot of our creatures set. I don't think the Shade's going to be played. What 3s do I not want? Now that we're kind of upgraded. The Witch's Familiar, mayhaps we don't need. I don't know about these Sly Blades. They may not be that great. May not be. Now that we're getting into more blue action, our Paragon's less exciting. I'm fine with the Fester Gloom for the sideboard. I was really hoping to get like one more premium removal spell. Carrion Crow, I'll definitely play. Do I already have a Mind Rot? No, I don't. We got that negate for the side. It's a sanctified charge again. Interesting. Alright, our biggest weakness is the 2-drop slot. The fact that that's open. I'm pretty much never playing Rot Feast or Maggot or Mind Rot in the main, so they're both just sideboardy dudes. I think I'm more likely to want a Maggot. I liked saying that. Than anything else. Don't care about any of these. I could hate the Naturalized. Never going to play Statue of Denial. Sliver Hive might be worth something, though. I don't know, but I'll take it. There's another negate, which I only want one of, so we're going to cut Restock in case the person to my left happens to be green, because that is a decent card. Our deck is okay. We have a lot of good cards. I'm just worried about a really aggressive 2-drop deck. But we should be able to make up with it, because I'll add in another one of these, like, well, maybe the Shade will come back at 4. I don't know, just for the curve. But I might have another 3-drop if I need it. I think that's what's going to happen. Shade get in there. Could be since I didn't pick up those extra, like, sweet removal spells. I played the Encrust, but I think I'd rather just try to go ahead and splash my my mountain here. Because if we put 2 mountains in the deck, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 blue spells, we could probably get away with like 9 swamps. We have a bunch of black. 9 swamps, 2 mountains, and 6 islands. We only ever need 1 island. Yeah, so I'm not going to play Encrust because I'd rather just turn this Nightfire Giant on because it's just too good. Though I'm perfectly okay getting rid of it and playing Encrust if I feel like I really need that extra bit of removals. Alright, so I'm going to show how I've been breaking up in this client my builds just this one time, I think. Give people a sense, because it's kind of tricky, I think, since they don't kind of stay where you want them, any of your cards. So, like, you can't move these over if you want, the way I used to. This I'm just going to leave here. Anything that's just completely unplayable, I'm ditching. Too bad it takes forever. Just one of the issues with the client. Maybe it's my computer, I don't know. Anyway, but really, these are all pretty, like, specific sideboard cards that I like to kind of like make a list for over here. So these are all ones that are like definitely not making the main. They're really only there if I'm ever going to sideboard. Whereas these other cards we'll keep in case we want to tweak the deck and put them in the main. And then we can start moving these guys down. Oh, and one of the things I do is I'll take one from every single pile, because if you don't, the new client will just kind of like bitch everything into one corner, which is really annoying. Illusory Angel I have at 6 because it tends to come down at 6. So we have a lot of creatures, so we just need to cut some creatures, and like I said, I don't think I want to do Encrust because of the way I want my mana to be. So now we just gotta decide which creatures to cut. I think it's actually a pretty easy shade. I don't know why we'd want more shades than this. I mean, we have too many creatures at 17, but we don't have any better options. Again, I don't want to play Encrust. I don't think we need. I'd rather have this guy online, which is just too good. And I feel pretty strongly about that. And I'm just going to reiterate what I said during the draft. I think our only real weakness is no 2, so if someone comes bursting out of the gates, that's a problem, but I haven't seen that deck yet. Definitely plenty of 2-drops, but if we can get, I mean, all of our 3-drops besides the Crow can trade, and then, you know, half of them, the Lurker, the Tinker, the Sentinel, they do some really good work in just kind of stalling out the game. And we can trade kind of aggressively, like the Blades or the Crow if we need to with our Gravedigger. I guess that's fine. If Paragon comes down, we get things bigger. It's always cool. We have a lot of nice late game stuff happening. Could be right to take the Angel out as I think about it. Because we don't have 2-drops, it makes the Angel even harder to cast. But again, if I have it up here in the 6-drop, knowing we play like a 3 in that, it's kind of okay. I'm actually feeling like this is not the deck for Illusory Angel. We have no like easy removal spells, so we're really reliant on holding on to a 3-drop until we get an Angel out. But, you know, it's powerful enough. I'm willing to try to make that happen. I really am. That means we're definitely holding on to a 3-drop. Yeah, never mind. I don't think Angel should be here. We have a Necrobite and a Divination are the only two like low casting cost spells that would be able to be played and then play this. And yeah, I don't see myself wanting to hold on to a 3-drop just to get Illusory Angel out. In that case, I think I just take another Witch's Familiar over another Zoff Shade. I only really want one to sink mana into. And since I'm so worried about my 2-drop slot not being filled, we'll take the Familiar and just kind of like have a nice solid, you know, set of toughness dudes to shore up the ground and to shore up some defense while we start developing our board. I like that a lot. Plus, with our 6-2, our 6-island 2 mountain spread, this is going to be sort of nice to have even less blue cards in the deck. Oops, wrong way. Should pay attention to how the arrows go, my friends. Alright, I'm pretty sure this is still how I want it. 9, 10, 11, 17. Yeah, 17 lands. The blue should be fine. We only have 5 blue spells now, plus 2 mounts for the splash. Yeah. Cool beans. I like it. I've been pretty greedy about splashing for these guys. Not just the Nightfire Giants, but really this and the Kurt Chieftain. Just like Chieftain. Chieftain. I think it's been pretty easy in this format, so I'm happy with this. I hope it works out. On to round 1.